Alright, let's talk about transitions for your videos. Let me show you how to apply transitions to your clips. Alright, so these are the clips that we are going to add a transition to. To find a list of different transitions, just go to the bin window here and select the Effects tab. If you don't see the Effects tab, just click on these two arrows here and select Effects, or go to Window and make sure that Effects is selected. In this tab you will see Video Transitions folder, so let's expand it. And here you can see a list of different style of transitions, like zoom, wipe, slide, and so on. Let's expand the Dissolve folder, and here you will see a list of different dissolve transitions. The transition that is used most often is called Cross Dissolve. To apply the transition to your clips, you just need to drag it in between the clips and release it. As you can see, now we have a warning window saying insufficient media. This transition will contain repeated frames. And this is because the transition doesn't have enough frames to work with. So let's fix that. So I'm gonna click OK. And I'm gonna delete the transition for now. I'm just gonna click here on the transition. You can see it is selected, and then press delete on my keyboard. So like I said, the transition requires some extra frames, and we don't have them because, as you can see, let me just move this clip. So as you can see, this is the very last frame of the clip. We don't have anything beyond it, so I cannot expand it. And here, this is the very beginning of the clip. I cannot make it longer as well. So there are no frames before it. This is why the transition doesn't work, because there are no extra frames. So let's fix that. Let's just shorten this clip just a bit. I'm just gonna trim it like that. And I'm gonna trim this clip as well. And let's close the gap between them just by dragging this clip right here. And now see what happens when I drag the same transition again. So I'm just gonna drag it in between the clips and release it right here. And now have a look what we have. As you can see, now we have a smooth cross-dissolve transition. Now if you want, you can make the transition longer or shorter. So let me show you how it's done. Let me just zoom in, and I'm gonna select the transition just by clicking on it right here. So this box right here represents the transition or the length of transition. So I can make it shorter by dragging this side towards the middle or this side towards the middle. So let me just make it shorter. As you can see, the box became smaller, which means that transition will not last so long now. So let's have a look. And if you need, you can make it even shorter, just like that. Have a look now. So the same way you can add different transitions. So let me delete this one. I'm just gonna select it and press delete on my keyboard. And let's go to Effects tab. And for example, expand the 3D motion and drag the cube spin transition and release it somewhere in between our clips. And let's see how this cube spin transition looks like. By the way, there is a shortcut how to add a transition to your clips. So let me delete the cube spin transition. And if I just right-click somewhere in between the clips, you will see that there is an option Apply Default Transitions. So I'm gonna click here, and you can see that Cross-Dissolve transition was added. You can also change the default transition. So all you need to do is go to Effects tab and find the transition that you like, for example, Dip to Black. Right-click and select Set Selected as Default Transition. And now, if I delete the cross-dissolve transition from here and right-click in between the clips and then select Apply Default Transition, I will have the dip to black transition. Let's see how it looks. Not only you can apply transitions in between the clips, but you can also apply them in the very beginning or the very end of a clip. So let's drag dip to black transition to the very end of this clip right here. As you can see, we've added a transition to the very end of the clip, and this is what we have now. And we can also increase or decrease the length of this transition, just like that. Or make it very fast.